Hello collective, it's Satya back again with another message. How are you doing this evening? Well, it's evening when I'm doing this video, but I hope you are doing well no matter what time it is where you are. I hope that you've been able to get yourself some rest, get all of the responsibilities that you need taken care of. And I hope that you have been able to prepare and get ready for this full moon and lunar eclipse in Scorpio. This is going to be a time of emotions rising, hidden things, hidden feelings, hidden sentiments, dark, transformative things that are going to be rising to the surface. This full moon is going to call us to address these things that rise up. The full moon is going to illuminate a lot of hidden things. And with Scorpio being the symbol of transformation and transmutation, and Pluto itself being the ruler of Scorpio and the planet of, again, transformation, distillation, digging deep, the cycle of life and death, rebirth. There's going to be wonderful opportunities for us all to really take advantage of these things that come up, to really transmute, to change these things, to evolve. And I hope that you're being prepared for that. In that spirit, I wanted to take a chance and go over some of my cards in the Moon Oracle deck. I have been using this book to highlight the full moon and the new moon cycles that have been coming, and I found it, as I use it for my own work, to be really helpful. And so I want to continue to share that with you as an opportunity, and I hope that you've been finding this to be helpful for you as well. So, first things first, I think on one of my past videos, or the one that's probably going to come up before this, I had the wrong card here. So I changed that out, and I wanted to just make that known, that it is stone. But let's go ahead and get started. I will read, and I'll start off with the information for the full water moon in Scorpio. And you'll see that the full water moon is symbolized by the flower. Things are coming to bloom, right? We're seeing things in its fullest form. And the key word here is fulfillment. So this is a period in which the successful outcome of an emotional issue is indicated. Foregoing events have developed positively and in the hoped-for direction. An emotionally secure and satisfying situation has been achieved. You are feeling fulfilled. When this card is present, the current moon indicates a further interpretation for the signs below. Moon in Cancer. Cancer is the traditional ruling sign of motherhood, and this phase is the equivalent of bringing a healthy child into the world. You experience a sense of relief, pride, and protectiveness during this time. Moon in Scorpio. Now is the desired emotional outcome that has been achieved. The extreme nature of this sign can cause you to be overdramatic or secretive about the whole issue. Moon in Pisces. This is a time of euphoria. Everything that has been visualized has turned out to be true indeed. In relationship matters, there is a danger of putting the loved one on a too high pedestal. So if by chance your moon is in a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, this is for you. I will be doing a full moon reading, and so we will also use this card representing the full moon in Scorpio to do reading for all of the other signs as well. So I am going to now move on to the two goddesses that are represented by this moon card. Now, Venus is represented by this particular moon card. The way that this deck works is there is a moon phase, a goddess, and then a mansion that combined together give an interpretation of a particular moon phase. Venus is the goddess of Taurus and Earth, and so it aligns with this particular season. I will bring out Lilith and read her interpretation as well. Lilith is not the goddess for Taurus, but she is the goddess for Scorpio, and she is a new moon or a black moon goddess. But because she is a Scorpio water goddess, I will include her in this interpretation. So Venus, her key phrase is "a little of what you fancy does you good." And if that's not a Taurus type of energy, I don't know what is. But this is the goddess Venus, so you can see that she's sitting on a throne, which is supported by a beautiful swan. Traditionally, Venus travels the sky in a chariot drawn by 6 swans. She's got her hair down, it's flowing and bubbling forward, just like the frothy foam of the ocean from which she has said to have been born. In her left hand, she raises high the mirror of Venus, the universal symbol that has come to represent the feminine in a botanical and zoological sense. Venus is known as the morning and evening star. She holds before her in her right hand a staff surmounted by the fruitful lotus flower. And beneath her, you can see the images for the symbol, which are the symbol for the earth sign Taurus and the moon disk of the white goddess. And the white is referring to the fullness of the moon. Talking a little bit about the myth of Venus, if you're familiar with that, you know that she was the Roman goddess of love, beauty, marriage, and laughter. She goes by many names: Venus Genetrix, and under that name she was respected as the mother of the hero Aeneas. She also goes by the name Venus Felix, where she was known as the bringer of good fortune. And she's also known as Venus Victress, the bringer of victory. We all know that Venus, as the beautiful and sensual goddess she is, took many lovers, most notably Mars, Mercury, and the handsome shepherd Adonis. She had a number of lovers, but her pairing with Mars resulted in Cupid, her son, and Harmonia, their daughter. When this card is pulled, it represents love in all of its forms: pure love, ideal love, or lustful desire. Venus warns you that you will have to pay the appropriate price for self-indulgence, but if you are prepared for that, then be ready for it. The nature of Earth in Taurus is, above all, sensual and comfort-loving, with a tendency to act slow and surely in a familiar way. If this card is selected in a reading, May be a significant month for you. Moving on to Lilith. Now again, Lilith is the black goddess, represented by the black moon or the new moon. She is also representative of Scorpio and the element water. Her key phrase is take control. Traditionally, the winged figure of Lilith stands with her hands raised, each holding a ring and rod of Sumerian royal authority. She is a hybrid bird woman, guarded by the bird of wisdom, her daughter, the owl. A serpent, a traditional symbol of life, death, and transformation, lies at her feet. From her hair grows the fruitful tree of life and the downfall of man. The sword at her side represents sacrifice and extermination. The flaming orb at the hilt suggests purification and spiritual evolution. And I think from that description alone, we can see how she is perfectly a representation of Scorpio. The myth of Lilith's character has lots of contradictions and really brings in and interweaves many legends and traditions. According to Jewish scripture, she was created with Adam. She was Adam's first wife. Refusing to comply with Adam's demands that she submit herself to him, she fled from him and the Garden of Eden. Adam complained of his loneliness to God, who then created Eve in response. Lilith emerges as the first independent feminine spirit. She is the image of the rebellious woman demanding equality, which was too uncomfortable for some of the early, more male-dominated societies. And unfortunately, because of that, she has been plunged into the depths of demonhood as the archetype of the bad woman. But now, Lilith is revealed in a new light as the first woman, equal to man, a free, independent, and creative spirit. When the black goddess Lilith is selected, she signals that you must take firm steps in order to survive against all odds. She urges you to take a courageous stance, to be prepared to go against the utmost of passionate action in order to achieve the desire you have in your heart. Change is inevitable. You can sit back no longer. Everything that is no longer useful must be rejected. Everything must be reassessed to determine its worth. Lilith is the first of the black goddesses in this deck, and in her death and rebirth role, she seeks to clear away the accumulated rubbish of life to make room for the birth of the new. The cleansing nature of water in the passionate sign of Scorpio is to seek a challenge worthy of your power. If Lilith comes up in a reading, then November might be an auspicious month. And again, I think this speaks very well to Scorpio and Taurus. And while we are in Taurus season, this moon and lunar eclipse is in Scorpio. And so these two cards will ask you, right, to find a balance, to seek a balance between pleasure, love, desire, lust, and needing to get rid of things that are no longer worthy of your attention and to really step into your power. Lastly, we will pull and speak of the Stone Mansion. This card is representative of the time between 8.34 in Taurus and 21.26. I believe this full moon and lunar eclipse is happening around the 14th degree. So this card falls in between, at the 14th degree, falls in between those two time frames. This card is symbolized as being ruled by Mercury and Saturn. In this card, you can see, kind of hold this a little bit differently because my arm's tired. 4 steps lead to a large, very solid and secure, but plain looking rectangular building with a small outer building on either side. It's part of a large, pale colored stone tablet which rises above it. On the pale stone, strange symbols are inscribed, representing close family secrets and traditions. Above the tablet and bending over it is a crowned figure of a woman with long blonde hair. Around her neck, she wears a paper-like garment containing writing. Her arms hang down on either side of the tablet as if to embrace the stone. Traditionally, when the moon was located in this mansion, again between 8.34 to 21.26 in Taurus, it was said to cause the destruction of buildings and to create discord within families. This card holds a meaning of serious attitude toward possessions. When Mercury is conjoined with Saturn in Taurus, there may be a strong link or feeling to material and a possessive mood. Taurus usually denotes a serious attitude towards possessions, while Saturn traditionally represents ancestors and family background. So you can see that when this mansion card is drawn, it may suggest that you have a stubborn, protective attitude to what you see as your personal property or things that are valuable to you. It might be family business or simply strong family traditions. But your attitude toward this matter is inflexible and old-fashioned. The way in which you have always done things is your preferred way and sometimes your only way. The key phrase to this mansion is sticking to the familiar. So, again, I read that from the Moon Oracle. Those are not my interpretations, but the interpretations of Carolyn Smith and John Astrup, to whom I give all credit. Now, I think this was very, very relevant, not only to Taurus and Scorpio as being passionate, sometimes slow-moving and secretive energies, but also to this energy of Aries moving into Taurus, right? And encouraging us to find a balance between indulgence, possible overspending, right? Engaging in lustful, again, indulgent desires is represented by Taurus, and needing to destroy things that are no longer serving us and take an empowered step toward our future, standing our ground for things that we know are right for us, which is represented by Lilith. And with this move into Taurus, if you've been following some of my videos and looking at things on my channel, you'll see that many of the past readings have really been calling for us to take a deep look at our habits, at our patterns, at things that we've been doing, ways that we've been thinking, and to reassess if it's actually working for us. There's no need to continue indulging in things that give us pleasure, but do not turn out an investment, right? There's also no need to just get rid of things and destroy things for the sake of destruction, but to find a balance, to understand that there are times to indulge, there are times to destroy, but in the energy of Scorpio and Pluto, right? To dig deep and determine which time or not which time, but which mode of operation, right, is the correct mode of operation for a particular time. I think that during this lunar eclipse, this is the lesson, right? These emotions that will come up, these desires that will come up, may very well be hidden because, as represented by Lilith, they may be on the negative side. People may look at them in a negative light, but everything has two sides, right? Negative, positive. There is no dark without light. There is no love without hate. There is no negative without positive. And so this level of finding balance, duality, knowing that, you know, the moon is going to pull up hidden desires, hidden feelings. Some of them might be deep and dark. Others may be not so deep, not so dark. But they are all valuable expressions of the part of us, you know, that we must honor. So I did do a video before this in which I talked a little bit about the full moon and the lunar eclipse and what that meant for us. Ultimately, this is about evolving, transforming, changing. This is about Lilith. This is the energy of Lilith, digging deep down into our subconscious, pulling up things that others may see as evil, as dark, as unwanted. That's why sometimes these emotions are indeed hidden. But what we do not recognize, we cannot destroy. The things that we keep hidden from ourselves that need to be managed, that need to be transformed, that need to be changed so we can evolve, right? They have to be unearthed. And so I encourage you during this full moon in Scorpio, during this lunar eclipse, I had a little lisp there. During this eclipse in Scorpio, I encourage you to embrace the energy of Lilith, to dig deep, face your demons, be not afraid of that part of yourself that we would typically hide, right? Embrace this time. Empower yourself to become the best version of yourself and take steps forward, you know, through this difficult time, through what may be an emotional, chaotic upheaval, to embrace this opportunity and invoke change into your life. I will be doing a full moon reading on the full moon in Scorpio. I will also then be doing some readings as we move away from the full moon into the waning fire moon on May 7th, to the waning earth moon on May 9th, the last quarter moon, which is an air moon, on May 12th, the black moon or new moon, which is an earth moon in Taurus, on May 19th, as well as the moons that follow. So if you are enjoying this new moon oracle deck, definitely make sure to check back and tune in. And interspersed between these moon readings, I will continue doing the other readings. I hope this has been informative for you. I hope this has brought you a level of understanding, advice, guidance. I hope this has encouraged you to really take advantage of this opportunity. This is a transformational time. The energy of this new moon and the lunar eclipse will reveal so much to us. And if you are really serious about, you know, transforming yourself and becoming the best version of yourself, this is going to be an opportunity that you don't want to miss. Before I let you go, please remember that I do have an Etsy shop where a number of my readings are out there for you to take a look at. I have a 25% off promotion code running through the end of April. So if you're interested in a reading, whether it's a traditional reading or me taking a look at your birth chart, definitely go there and check that out. I would love to work with you. And follow me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at the same name, Satya Drashta Esoterica. I feel so great to have done this reading for you. I really hope it's been helpful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I am wishing you peace, love, and blessings, collective. Take care. Come back for the next one.